Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the final race of Season 12, the final race of the season. It is the IRL F1 League, and you are here with myself, Gareth Hall, and as always, my co-compatriot, co-commentator himself, Alan Sabatino. How are you doing, Sab?
I'm good, thank you. Yes, we're finally here at the end of the season. It's been an interesting season. We've seen new champions crowned, haven't we? Harry really showing his all with his teammate Hercules in the Renault. They've absolutely bossed this season. And tonight we're coming into the final race around Singapore under the lights. We've got some new guys in the mix trying themselves out this evening. So hopefully we can really end this season on a real high and have a bit of fun this evening.
Yeah, absolutely so. Final race, as you say, of the season. Championship all sealed up. Both of them have gone the way of Harry with the drivers and Harry and Hercules in the Renault with the constructors. However, there's still the minor positions to be fought over. Second in the championship can still be taken, and equally third in the drivers' championship can still be fought over. And of course, the one that everyone wants to know is, will we see a 12th fastest lap holder in 12 races? Of course, that was unfortunately that was the probably the most exciting thing from last week's race. It wasn't the most thrilling of Spanish Grand Prix. However, as you say, let's hope for a fun one here in Singapore to send us off on this F1 2020 game for season 12. It's a 5-kilometre circuit, 3.1 miles. It's a short run down to T1 at slightly difficult corner to get it right. Very easy to run over and cut it. It's about 200 metres from P1 to turn 1. Longest straight is just over half a mile, 832 metres on the approach to turn 7. Of course, that's the DRS straight on the circuit, where the top speed will be bouncing up at around about 190 miles an hour. Full throttle, 47% of this lap here at Marina Bay Street Circuit. And it's a relatively high fuel consumption, and equally ERS around here can be quite high to medium depending on where you deploy and where you decide to save. But it's quite intense on the shifter paddles. It's 80 over a lap here, so that makes 4,880 per race at this 50% race here at the IRL F1 League, and that is the highest amount they'll be doing all season long, and on the calendar in itself. But yeah, just go quickly back through some of the high points, the low points from this season. Sab, what's been a good standout race for you?
Oh, well, it's probably, we just spoke about it, probably the most recent one was in China. I thought it was an absolutely epic race. Stinson, unfortunately, I don't believe he can be here tonight, which is a shame, but Stinson was absolutely lightning in a bottle, that wasn't he? He was going for that two-stop strategy, and I think he'd have absolutely bossed it even without that safety car, and then thankfully, the stewards corrected the penalty he got and fully deserved to get that victory. But it was a great evening, evening qualifying. We had some unknowns, didn't we, getting themselves to the front of the grid. So for me, this season, I'd have to really put China as my favourite race I've been involved with this season. It's been absolutely superb season, like I say, but that one for me stands out the most.
Yeah, I think China was definitely a fantastic end to the race. I'd like just a quick mention back to Russia as well, the second closest finish in IRL history.
Yes.
38 thousandths of a second splitting Harry and Beastas across the line when Harry was on the start of a 4-race win streak. And well, he's taken 6 over the season. Second place tonight will beat the all-time IRL F1 points record in the season set by COG Gamer 62 last season with 148. Harry's currently on 138. Well, if he gets up to the podium positions, 10 would match, 12 would beat it, and 15 would smash it. So we'll see if Harry, the drivers' champion, can do so. He's not finished any lower than 4th all season long. And Sab, it's the end of an era for these guys. Harry say he's moving on, and it's going to be a bit of an end of an era for us as we come to the end of this season. And it was a personal goal of myself to hit that 100 competitive commentaries like we did, or I did last week, and you've hit your half century too. So that was a nice achievement. I really enjoyed doing that, and I'm sure I'm sure Malc, it must be on about, well, he said he's on about, I think, 180 plus, but with my 100 races and 100 comms, I think that puts me in the 100 club, which is quite a cool thing to be in. But it is with regret that I will not be covering IRL F1 from next season onwards, and will be stepping down from Monday nights from the conclusion of this season. And I'd just like to say it has been mega. I've been doing this on a Monday night for just shy of 3 years, I think now, and in that time I've never missed a night. I've covered the race on my 30th birthday. I covered a race the night after I got engaged and came back from holiday. I've missed a lot of warm and sunny evenings. I've covered a race with 6 starters and 3 finishers, and equally covered ones that have involved those that have gone on to race in F1 esports and in a completely full grid and really, really competitive one. I don't regret it, though. I've really enjoyed seeing this league grow on the Monday. It's been a passion of mine to make sure that Monday is definitely the one that everyone tunes into, and it's the reason why I kept on coming back, and it's the reason why I'm really appreciative that you did as well. And I know that you've been involved in behind the scenes as much as I have, and I mean I've done I used to do back when the old website used to do weekly write-ups for every league, which was incredibly long-winded. But I've ministered several leagues, and so have you. We've been part of the organisational side, put in hundreds and hundreds of hours. So I don't leave on a whim. Which is something that Sab and I have talked for a while. I've covered over 100 competitive commentaries, pre-season races, and I think I'd like to say I'm the architect and was, along with you, the commentator for the Nations Cup, which to this day I still think is the best thing that IRL have done as a community. Call me biased or not, I don't care. I still think it's the coolest thing that we've done. I joined back in season 4. And started commentating almost straight away. I've watched Monday nights grow from literally 0. We used to get 0 views when I used to do it over on Twitch, and maybe 30 watching it back. And then obviously at the end of the last season, although it was a bit of a freak, we had 150 live views and 1,500. But we've averaged over 220 views over the last 3 seasons, or more than 100 any of the other leagues. And I think 18 of 20 of the most popular videos on IRL's channel is the F1 League, which we should parade about, and Sab, you and I should be really proud of that, because I think we've been a fantastic team, and it's been great fun working with you and being able to take you through your first race all the way through to this one. But there has been a bit of a slump in the views, and there's strong competition out there, and I'm going to name drop PSGL, which is a bit of a faux pas, but they've been doing really well, and they've done some great stuff, and they're carrying their way through the esports landscape. And the focus within here it's been fluctuating, so the drop in viewers is also on us as much as it's on everyone else. And so maybe it's time to freshen it up, to let someone else take the reins and take this IRL F1 League on and into a different dimension and see what they can do it. And hopefully those that will see the comms that Sab and I have done, that have been maybe not with the flashy graphics and expensive setups that you see from others, as we've got an incredibly wet qualifying session here in Singapore. Wow, we'll get onto that in a second. But I'd just like to say a massive thank you goes out to everyone we've worked with, and a huge thank you goes out to Sab. From me, I couldn't have done what I've done over the last 18 months or whatever it's been when I've had Mr. Sabatino alongside me. And equally to all the drivers have had a great Monday's evening entertainment. Hopefully Sab and I have given you some fantastic nights watching, and we've, of course, the champions we've had Gamer, Charlie, Scott, Speed Queen, Jumper Line, and of course Harry this season. So for this last time here, Sab, the final time for us in IRL, for the time being, of course, we all hope you've enjoyed our company. We've enjoyed bringing it to you. I've certainly done my best to make sure that Monday night is definitely the one that you'll tune into, and then hopefully for the seasons to come it will be. But Sab, it's been a fantastic run, hasn't it? What a great way to end a nice wet qualifying session.
Well, you could not have said that any better, mate, and almost put a lump in my throat there with what you said. It's been a real honour to be alongside you here on a Monday night. You've helped me gain confidence with the commentary, and and you've helped me with other bits and bobs off mic and off the game as well. So it's been a real honour, and we've been begging all season, haven't we, Gareth, for wet racing, and you can't get much wetter than what it is right now on track. It looks like you might need boats out there. These cars look incredibly wet through and sodden here. So fingers crossed we get a really fascinating qualifying, a real fascinating mixed up grid for the race, and we go out on a bang, and we really show everybody who's watching this evening that it's a real fun place to watch and see some good racing here on a Monday night. And yeah, big pleasure to be alongside you once again. I'm just gonna now just jump into the game, if you wouldn't mind, and I'm gonna try and keep an eye on Andriy. And Andriy in the Haas car is pretty much going sideways around this circuit at the moment, and he almost puts it in the wall. Those conditions. I was asking for wet weather, Gareth. I really do not envy any of these guys out there on the track at the moment. It looks absolutely treacherous.
Yeah, I know. This is fantastic. This is exactly what we wanted. Not that namby-pamby intermediate weather that we saw last time out. No, let's put it in the monsoon season has swept across Singapore, and Andrey's going to have to make his way around this Marina Bay Street circuit with, of course, the light glistening off the slick surface. There'll be standing water, there'll be aquaplaning, they'll be slipping and sliding their way around this Marina Bay circuit, and Andrey's going to be the first one to send it down towards T1 for the first time. And Andriy, who's had a mega end to this season, the second half of the season since the break, he's been in the top 4 in all but 1 races, which shows you the absolute stark contrast that this guy has had in his performance in this no assists league. Effectively, of course, it used to be the no assist league, now the IRL F1 League. However, they are running no performance-based assists. Some may be using the line, and you wouldn't doubt, or you wouldn't bemoan them tonight in these conditions. But but just going back to some of the other races we've had here, this is the exact same conditions last time we were here for quali. We had a full wet qualifying session, and in the race we went dry, wet, dry. So if that happens again, that'd be a nice surprise. But yeah, two full wet qualies in a row. We've been here quite often. We were back here season 10, round 10, season 9, round 9, season 8, round 10, season 6, round 10. So we always seem to put it towards the end of the season and really test these guys out.
We do indeed. And just going back to Andriy, I'd have to give him, if there was such an award, I'd have to give him the most improved driver award. I've been really impressed with Andriy this season. And I think, aside for some unlucky moments, I think he could have potentially even won a race this season. He's been that good, and hopefully tonight we get to see more of him. He's going to be asking a lot of him this evening in these conditions, but I read that it's going to be overcast in the race, so it's all dependent. Big boo indeed. So it's all dependent on what happens in this qualifying. But what should be interesting though, Gareth, is even though it might be overcast in the race, we still might have a really mixed up grid, and we could have the likes of Harry, our current champion, starting at the back, Schofield at the front as Andriy sets the first time of the evening, a 1:55.752. I have not a clue if that's fast or slow.
Here comes Teal for S. He does a 58.731. So it shows you that it was quite fast. 2 seconds faster than Harry and 3 seconds faster than Tom, as Hercules does a 58. So where did that lap from Andriy come? He's currently, well, he's 3 tenths faster than, you can say, Ryan de Pavane, who's moving up from F2 for this evening. He's popped it up into second position, so good luck there from the stand-in this evening. So, but well, absolute stunner of a banker lap there from Andriy. He was the one out clearing the water for everyone, so I'm sure he'll be delighted with that.
Oh, he will, and that it's good to see that Ryan in this evening. We raced against him in the Performance League, and he's a hell of a driver, and it'd be interesting to see how he can do this evening, stepping up into F1. I'm just following Beastlass. Unfortunately, we didn't have him last week, but he's back with us tonight. He's coming across the line for his first fly lap. It's been a very sketchy lap and a 1:58 for him, but yeah, he gets himself on the board. But at the moment, Andri's lap time is the one to beat, and I questioned, didn't I, whether it's a quick or slow lap. It looks incredibly quick at the moment. So, yeah, Foxy Red has also posted himself a decent first lap of the evening, putting himself into third place, a 56.310, 1/100th of a second faster than Rudy.
And on board now with the McLaren, Living Wall, the Swede, who has absolutely obliterated F3. He's making the jump up to F1. And, well, what can he do in his first appearance here on a Monday evening? He's he's making his way up through the ranks at the moment. He's here in Invictus. Started, I believe, 2 seasons ago. Went through F4 pretty quickly, got his way up to F3, absolutely tossed aside all the competition. What can he do in F1 as he's making his way through the slightly neutered Singapore sling? It's disappointing they took out. That was effectively just a death trap on a black tarmac. But as he goes down towards the hairpin on the exit of the bridge, sending it up, and he's got a little bit of traffic behind. He's got one of the AlphaTauris. It looks as though he's backed out of this lap and he's allowing the AlphaTauri pass. So Living Wall deciding against that one. So we'll tune in with Burr. Now Burr, who's been putting in some serious laps and practice for this one, I'm sure. However, he didn't decide to go out in full wet, so we'll see what the Dutchman can do. And Burr is desperately looking to get a good result here. He's not been inside the top 7 over the last 3 seasons. Can he do that tonight? Can we see the Dutchman finally get that result that gets him a decent haul of points? Of course, 7 points, his best haul of points, I believe, since season 10, perhaps even. So Burr with a 57.153. Well, these times here, they'll start to fall, because there's Beastas, a 54.924 with current pole position. Harry now up into second with a 55.5. So of course they'll strap on a set of these full wet tyres and just go out and do a couple of laps on them, let that fuel burn down. And of course, as much as the fuel burns down, then they'll start to get a little bit quicker. There's 9 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in this one. Currently it's Beastas from Harry, Foxy from Rudy, Scope from Andriy, Ryan, Hercules, Till for Fairs and Burmeister. Outside you've got Humbo, Luke, Living Wall, and then yet to have Bando, Cliffy and Nathan set a time. I expect to see the times tumble over the next 9 minutes.
I was just talking of tumbling. I almost seen Bando Biz tumbling into the wall. He was sideways going round one of the corners. I don't know how he kept his racing points off on the track still, and he posted his time of a 1:57.761, and to say he posted that time with doing what he did is quite an achievement, to be fair, because I thought Bando Biz was going to be the first passenger and first retiree of the evening, the way he went into there, but he's still going strong, and as you pointed out, Beastas is current fastest, and within the space of a couple of minutes, Gareth, you've gone from Andriy, who's the fastest, in Andriy now down to 6th place. So it just shows you what a couple of runs can do for you around here. As we see Schofield, multi-time IRL champion, goes onto the front row, and I can imagine with 8.5 minutes to go, I think these times and positions are going to change quite drastically. I'm just keeping an eye on Bando Biz. He's going for it on another run, and at the moment he's going quicker, so I'm expecting Bando, as long as he doesn't have a similar issue, to be up much higher in the standings.
Yeah, there's here comes the Ferrari, and Burr moves up into the top 10 once again, jumps ahead of Hercules into 9th, and Beastas backing out of that lap. He's into the box, so on for a fresh set of the extreme wets, which will shift. Well, let's have a look through my list. I don't often go through to my my extreme wet little bits of data here. 70 litres of water per second, if it's available, but that's what that was standing water will do. But well, it's all about confidence in these conditions. It's all about who can be latest on the brakes, who can send it down, hit those apexes, get every single corner right. At the moment, Beastas is doing a good job. Scopefielder having a really good run, and this is much better from Scope. Scope's had a torrid season here in Invictus. Has not gone the way of the 4-time champion on a Monday night. He's been much more competitive over on the PC League. On a Monday on the PS4, maybe not the results of the former champion has been wanting. So what can these three do? Of course, as you said earlier on, Sab, this is the opportunity for the grid to get really mixed up. And at the moment, Beastars from Scope, Harry's just jumped back up ahead of Scope into second. However, still 0.2 of a second off the back of Beastars, who's in the pits waiting to come out on a new set of tyres. As Scope just about misses, clattering into the wall, and he's going to box this one. So we'll check in with someone else. Who have we got? We've got Nathan, who is looking as though he's on a fly. We'll see if he sticks with this around the final corner. He's going to go a little bit slower. He's currently on a 55. Is it going to be any quicker? It is. It's up to fourth position, a 55.354. Misses out on the third place there on Scope by about 0.5 of a second. However, jumps up and splits the two Alfa Romeos.
I'm just keeping an eye on Bando's teammate for this evening, Ryan. He's out there for another go. He's currently sat in 8th place. Burmeister's just gone ahead of him, so Burmeister up into 8th place. He improves, but Ryan, he was in 8th place. He's in 9th place now. A decent showing so far for him in here on a Monday night. He's going slightly quicker, so I'm expecting him to dip into those 55s. If you can nail this final sector now where he's coming up to the I like this part of the track where you drive underneath the stand, under the fans. It's pretty cool. You get it wrong around here though and you can find yourself buried into the wall, so you got to be careful, especially with these conditions. So just a few corners left for Ryan. I thought he'd invalidated then. It looked like a corner cut, but no, Ryan survives. He's going to carry on. He's gave up on it, so not encouraged by that lap time. He's straight into pit, so Ryan will stay in 9th place.
Cliffy's going to come around and he's going to take the line. He's done a 2:10, so perhaps a little bit of time to be found in the car there from the Mercedes. He's got to go about a good 15 seconds faster if he wants to get himself up towards the front end of this one. But the Mercedes probably just going out there, just testing, quite literally testing the waters and seeing what the lap feels like. Luke Bailey, he's currently in 15th position. What can he do? Currently on the 58.9. He was going a little bit faster in his first sector. We'll see if he can improve on that one as he's out just getting a little bit of a feel around. Of course, some of these guys may not be as used to running fully no assists. They're up here testing themselves up against the big boys of the likes of Harry, who's put himself on provisional pole with a 54.654 ahead of Beastars, so a good 0.3 of a second faster. Good lap there from the Renault. His teammate, however, Hercules, who's really been a boss of the last few times we've been here at Singapore, taken the last 2 wins back at season 10 and season 9, I believe it was. He's taken the last 2 wins. Well, at the moment, 11th place is the best a German can do.
And even better news is TC Nathan has gone straight to the top into first place. Provisional pole for Nathan. He's gone about a 10th quicker than Harry. He's absolutely bossing it out there. He's showing his teammate that lap time is available for him. And Nathan currently sat on an all-time best position. Can he hold it out with just over 4 minutes left? He could be leading this pack round for the formation lap. So this is great news for Nathan. Harry, he'll be hoping to try and beat that, but I'm sure the likes of Bisas, who's also into the 54s, will be looking to try and get up there with Nathan. But at the moment, Gareth, you've got Andriy in 4th as well. I have not a clue who's going to be taking this pole position right now, because it's been swapping and changing for the last few minutes now, and it's anybody's guess at the minute who's going to be taking it.
Yeah, and Harry was going just under a 10.5 faster on this lap. We'll see if he sticks with it. He's got a little bit of traffic up ahead, but it looks as though he might just about get away with it if he goes with the final corner. He's trying to power his way through, just feathering that throttle, gets out just about, loses the back end, and he's going to squirm his way into provisional pole by 0.3 of a second. Mega lap there from Harry, really making sure that he just made his way around the lap very, very carefully indeed. Nathan and Beastars have both invalidated these laps. They're trying to get round. We've got Andriy back up into 4th position. Scopefielder is alongside his teammate Foxy 2000 in 5th and 6th. We've got who else have we got out on circuit? We've got Till44S, who's making his way around the first sector as well. We've got Hercules coming up to the line. We've got another one of the Alfa Romeos. We'll see which one it is. I believe it's Foxy, so it is Foxy. What can he do from 6th? Can he get himself up onto the front 2 rows of the grid? Currently on the 3rd row with his teammate. 6th place, it is still 6th position for Foxy Red 2000. He'll be going again. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the session. Enough time for some of these guys for 2 laps. Maybe for some of the others that are just coming out of the box now, they'll just get the 1 in.
You mentioned the time, and it's that is really hurt Beastas. He was coming around to finish his final lap. He was up. He smacked into the wall on the left-hand side. It's took his end plate off. He's not going to have enough time to come in, get that change, to come back out. And so he's just going to try and see if he can go around with this damaged front wing. I don't know if it's going to help him or not. But interestingly, further down, we often see Gareth Cliffy is usually at the back and works his way through. He's going to try something completely different to everybody else right now. He's gone out on a set of intermediates. Do you think that'll work? It looks still too wet for me.
Yeah, it does. It does in some parts of the track. I was just thinking to myself a couple of laps ago that it looked on some parts of the track that it was looking a little bit less intense with the rain. But however, some parts, as you can see, Sector 2 now, very, very wet indeed. It's just going to wholly depend on if he can hold that racing line. Of course, if you get onto the puddles and start aquaplaning, that's where the intermediates aren't going to work, as Hercules is coming up to a yellow flag. Is that his teammate Harry? As we've got a slow racing point that's got, it's Bando that's gone slow as well. So Bando out of this one, P14, the man that finished on the podium back in China, his debut podium on a Monday. But what can Hercules do? Currently outside of the top 10 would be a disaster of a start for him, being down the order. Of course, everyone, if we're going to have a dry start, will have free choice of tyres. So what will Hercules do? Can he get himself back up involved in this one? It looks like it's going to be a decent lap from the German as he rounds the final corner. 11th position, sends it up into P5. Good lap there, jumps up just ahead of Andriy.
I'm going to keep an eye on Cliffy. I'm riding out as we see Harry has had enough this session. He has retired from the session, so can anybody else pip him for that pole position? I'm going to keep an eye on Cliffy. I'm just riding on board with him now, and it looks a bit treacherous out there, but like you say, some parts of the track, if he keeps it on that racing line, look not too bad on those intermediates. So I'm going to keep an eye on Cliffy. He's got 18 seconds though to get across the line. Is he going to get across the line in time here? I don't even think he's going to get across the line. It's going to be close. He's just coming up to the final corner now. He's got 9 seconds left. He's really going to have to put the hammer down here. I don't think he's going to make it, Gareth, even if you try in this intermediate tyre. No, he's not going to make it. He's run wide at the final corner, and unfortunately for Cliffy, this gamble has not paid off whatsoever.
Well, unfortunately there, just a fraction of a second has cost him the chance of getting up into a decent, or perhaps even a masterclass. So it still looks a little bit too wet for the intermediates. I don't know, we will never know, unfortunately. But, well, what else have we got going on circuit? Beastas isn't going any faster. Scopefielder, he's invalidated this one. We've got Foxy, who's made his way up into 3rd place. He is going faster as well. We'll see if Foxy can jump up. That was, I believe that's Rudy that's just popped up into 8th place as well. So how else on circuit have we got? Hercules is still circulating. Is he going faster on this last lap? This is it. The final qualifying session is finished. All the laps that are set now will be final. So your grid is currently head up by Harry, 0.3 of a second over Nathan. Nathan's having another blistering qualifying session. He seems to pull one out every single season. But, well, does Hercules stick with this final lap? Can he go with it and start to challenge up towards the front 2 rows of the grid? He's currently in 6th place. Can he improve? It's 4th place for Hercules there. Puts himself on the row behind his teammate. Behind you can see Foxy, 2nd position for Mr. James Fox himself. Fantastic lap there. If that's absolutely smashed his best qualifying result of the season. It was 6th, which he picked up last time around. What can Ryan do? Ryan's having a good lap here in 10th position. Can he improve? Ryan from 10th up to 9th. And I believe Luke Bailey may be running into the box on this one. No, he's going to stick with it. What can the Williams do? He takes too much of the entry curb and he's going to lose it, and he's just going to keep it out of the wall and pirouettes his way across the line to end our final qualifying session of the season here for Season 12 of the IRL F1 League on the PlayStation with myself, Gareth Paul, and Alan Sabatino in your commentary box for the final time. And it's Harry BR25 on pole position with a 150 or 275, just a shade under, a 10th and a half faster than Foxy Red 2000, who equally had a fantastic qualifying session. Easily his best of the season. TTG Nathan, another brilliant session there from the Dutchman in the Haas, 3rd place for him. Hercules in 4th with Scopefielder in 5th. Beastas 6th with Andriy 7th. Rudy, Ryan and Burmeister make it an all-Dutch 8th, 9th and 10th, with Burr inside the top 10. Thankfully, that's what we wanted to see from him. TL44S having a bit of an off session position there. Unfortunately, Tom down in 11th position with Luke Bailey, Humberstone, Bando, Living Wall with a 1:58.1, and Cliffy with an unrepresentative time of 2:10.2. He went out on the full wets, just tried to see it, and then thought, I'll go out on the inters, and unfortunately just ran out of time. 2 more seconds, he would have taken the line just in time to see the checkered flag fall. But unfortunately, he's going to be starting from the back once again for this final race of the season before they finish league racing here on in IRL for the PlayStation, and we'll be back for F1 2021. Of course, you can find out all about what's going on in the gap by going to the socials at Invictus RL on Twitter, Invictus Racing League on Facebook, and on Instagram. Of course, go to the website invictusracingleague.com is where you'll find out everything else about the league, whether it be stewards, tables, format, everything you need to know. You can go and check out the website there. And well, we've got plenty more racing come up from Singapore to finish the season. I think it's Sab. I think it's the first time in quite a while that we've not had to reschedule any races at the end of the season, and we're actually going to finish all at Singapore in one go, if I'm right. But I'm pretty sure I am. But so yeah, tomorrow night, of course, you'll be able to find the final race of the season for the PlayStation F2 League, and over on Twitch.tv you can watch the final race of the season for the Xbox F1 League. Wednesday night, you've got 4 leagues available. PS have got F3 and F4, with F4, their championship shaping up very, very nice indeed, with Nelly versus Brennons coming into the final race. So make sure you tune in for that one. And PC, F1 and F2, and I'm not quite, I'll have to double check. I think it's one of the PC ones that's got a 3-way battle for the championship league. I'm going to quickly check my notes over quickly, but that might be another one to channel hop if you're watching on a Wednesday evening. And of course, Thursday night will be the final race night of the week and final race night of the season, where you can tune in for realistic performance on Twitch and over on YouTube, where it'll be a reverse grid from last week's race finishing results, and well, of course, it's realistic performance with Malc and Tim in the box for one final time this season on a Thursday night, and of course over on twitch.tv/Invictus Racing League you can go and find the guys covering the Xbox RP League, and that's Andrew and Matt covering that one. But a big thanks, of course for me, and goes out to all the comms that have covered this season, whether you be Keiran, Dom, Hoppers, Wojtek, Andriy, Dan, JCol, Cameron, Fozzy, Malc, Tim, Andrew, Matt, Malc, Craig, and of course Mr. Sabatino himself. So thank you very much for all your hard work throughout the season. It's been a good season. It's a good way to end up, and well, another way to good way to end up, Sab, is if you're pole position, and that's Harry.
Oh yeah, he's got his position. He's pretty much made his own throughout this season. He leads the team away with his teammate not too far behind now. Foxy Red, a bit of an unknown this season, in second place. It'll be interesting to see if he can upset Harry and really challenge Harry in the first lap or so, and take that lead off him. I'm just going through the tyres, of course, and nobody fancying that soft tyre whatsoever around here. The top 7 are all running that medium tyre, with Rudy fancying the hard tyre. Both Ryan and Burmeister, the 9th and 10th place guys, also running a set of mediums, with outside the top 10, where you mentioned TL4 first down 11th. Normally 11th you get a free choice of tyres. It's not the case this evening, unfortunately, for TL4 Forest. So everybody on a brand new set of tyres. He's starting on a set of hards, with Luke Bailey in 12th on mediums and the rest below him all on hards. So yeah, nobody fancying that soft tyre whatsoever. So be interested to watch Rudy in 8th place. He's the first of those hard runners. If he can stick with the likes of Andriy and Bisas ahead, maybe make a place up or two, he could prove to be a bit of a thorn in some of the guys further ahead later on in the race. So yeah, interesting strategy calls from these guys. What are you thinking, Gareth, going into this final race? Can Foxy pull out a win, or is it a case of Harry maintaining it properly and getting off into the distance? But we've got to remember Harry's start last week in Spain. If he does something similar tonight, he's going to find himself possibly 4th, 5th, or even 6th.
Yeah, and I think for the majority of the people on this grid and have raced him before, the last person you want behind you is Foxy Red 2000. There's only 2 people that I've really seen fight harder for position than him, and that's Scott Bugner and Samuel Pepito. So, yeah, Foxy, well, he's known for putting his nose in sometimes where it's not belonging, but we'll see what the Alfa Romeo can do from 2nd position. And Harry, what can he do from pole position? Can he beat the record, of course, held by CLG Gamer 62 for the all-time points record in a season. Can he get over the 150 points mark? That would be a stunning feat if he can do. And whilst we wait for them to roll into position, make sure, guys, if you're enjoying it, to drop into the comments. Let us know who you're wanting to, or who you're supporting, who you're watching tonight, and equally send us a like on the video. Just one final time, send us out. We've got loads of people watching tonight. Really does help us out. Warm our hearts, and of course help out the league by liking the video. And of course, if you're new, subscribe. Great place to be, great place, and great racing, and you'll find plenty more over this week and of course in the months coming as everyone starts to filter around. As you can see, peeling into the right and into the left grid slots. The last one will be ERT Cliffy lining up, and we're about to send it down to T1 for the final time this season of Season 12, the IRL F1 League. It's Harry on pole position, Foxy Red 2000 alongside him. Who gets the launch off the line? We've got 4, we've got 5, lights off. It's about to send it down. It's a great start from Foxy, and he's going to have the inside line, surely into T1, but already you can see it's the Haas around the outside. So Harry dropping down, trying to battle between himself and his teammates. So already Harry swamped by the front 2 and already passed by his teammates. So Harry off pole position down to 4th place. It's another absolute disaster of a start for your crowned champion. Foxy leads this one from Nathan, Hercules, Harry, Bisas, Scopefielder, Andriy and Ryan top 8.
I was right on board with Nathan, and Nathan got a little bit caught out of the fact that Harry didn't get away very well, and he had to flick it to the right to get round Harry, and he was battling hard with Foxy. He had to run wide just to make sure he didn't hit Foxy, and Nathan just about in the end holds on to second place. Absolutely mega start from Foxy and Nathan there. Again, another poor start from Harry. He'll be not very happy to see his lead gone away so quickly, but also that his teammates ahead of him. So yeah, a real frustration there for Harry with, it's a big lock up there from his teammate just ahead Hercules. So yeah, Harry's got a job on here if he wants to win the final race of the season, not only to get past his teammate, but he's got to watch the likes of Beastas and Scopefield, who are not too far behind.
Yeah, and Nathan now all over the back end of Foxy Red 2000 as they go round into the third sector of this one, coming up to turn 16, 17, and going underneath the stands, under the bridge here, and it's a tricky corner. Does everyone get it right? Very easy to clip your front left tyre and lose it effectively. We've seen a retirement on lap 1 last time. And last time we were here, it was Scopefielder, but it looks as though everyone is making their way around this first lap here in Singapore, scot-free around the first lap. Oh, we've got a yellow. Who's that?
It's Bando, unfortunately. He's lost it in the second to last corner, spun in front of all the cars. It's amazing nobody clipped him there, and he's got going out. I don't know if he picked up any damage. I don't believe he's picked up any damage, and he's got going out. Unfortunately for Bando, he's dropped down to last place.
As we've got Scopefielder just up ahead of Andriy. Unfortunately, he's not showing up in the timing screens correctly, so Scopefielder is currently running in 13th position. However, it looks as though he is actually just ahead of position. Wait for the timing screens to do their thing. I'm sure they'll change very shortly. But as you say, into the box now, or into the box comes Ryan. So the Racing Point and his teammate Bando Biz not having a great start. As we will try and get to the front, and if the cameras start to fix themselves, Foxy Red is still leading this one. Don't believe your eyes. It's not Ryan leading the way. It's still Foxy from Nathan. And Nathan now starting to come under attack from the 2 Constructors champions in Hercules and in Harry. The Renaults, well, looking very menacing, like a dual racing Hornet team behind it. But here comes Nathan down the inside. Can he move on Foxy? Foxy's going to lock up the front right, and it's going to open the doors. He's going to squeeze Nathan to the inside, but Nathan's got the inside line. He's going to take the lead of this one. Goes a little bit deep, and that's going to open the door for Foxy to try and do the cutback going into the bridge. He's not quite bold enough to go for that. Of course, it's very early on in this one. Still plenty of time to make moves. Again, we're on lap 3 of 31. Luke Bailey's the first one to pick up 3 seconds this evening. But it's now Nathan leading away from Foxy, from Hercules, from Harry. Beastas top 5.
Fantastic, brave move that, wasn't it, from Nathan? He picks up the fastest lap. Nathan looks like a man possessed right now as Burmeister picks up the fastest lap with a 1:40.0 there in his Ferrari. Nathan just runs slightly wide, slightly deep there. And is that going to give Foxy an opportunity here? Maybe, as DRS is now enabled, so Foxy surely will get a good run on Nathan here. Here comes Foxy. Is the lead going to change once again? Nathan's going to make it. No, he's not. Foxy's going to go down the inside. I thought Nathan... Oh, they've touched. Nathan gets pushed out wide, and Hercules, I'm just on board with Hercules watching this. He's just sat there watching these guys squabble, looking for an opportunity for the door to open for him to get involved. And yeah, Hercules playing it sensible here, letting these two squabble, maybe allowing each other to cause a mistake or two, and he'll strike if there's an opportunity. At the moment, Foxy and Nathan put on a great show for us, and amazingly, we've not had any real impactful contact or damage around the walls. It's very easy to do so when you're battling this hard and this close.
Oh, well, there we go. You've ruined it now. We're about to see a monumental crash. Get prepared, everyone. It's coming. Sab has said it. But here comes Foxy, who's just fallen back off of Nathan a little bit, half a second back now. He's going to start having Hercules swarming on the back of him. But yeah, Hercules, it's a good start, got up ahead of his teammate, but just can't quite make any inroads. And what that lead battle between Nathan and Foxy has done is it's allowed effectively the rest of the field to stay with them. You can see everyone within that 1 second window until you get to Rudy, who's just about going to hover around that 1 second mark. But now Nathan fastest at 1:39.981, and he's leading this one from Foxy Red 2000. Well, Foxy, I'm sure, would like to finish his season on a high. He needs to get back up ahead of Nathan. Nathan, equally, looking for his best result ever. He's been on the podium once before, back in France, a couple of seasons ago. What can he do? Well, Foxy doesn't look as though he's close enough to make an attack this time around. He made a lovely switchback last lap, but didn't quite pull it off. Both the cars taking to the runoff area, but he's going to sit behind as Ryan goes fastest at 1:39.1. Good lap there as he tries to recover some lost time, of course, making a pit stop on lap 1. But behind, we'll see if we can find out what else is going on down the order. As we can see, Andriy is 0.2 of a second now behind Schofield. As Schofield is now back up into 6th position. His car is stopped ghosting, but he's now got Andriy. Of course, as I was saying earlier on, Andriy, apart from one race in the last 6, has been inside the top 4, including 2 podiums, and as you say, would definitely get the vote for most improved driver of the season, and he's starting to really hound the back of the second Alfa Romeo. But it's a good run so far from both Alfas.
It really is, and I'm just looking a bit further down at the hard running guys, and the front runner of those hard running guys is Rudy. He's in 9th place as Andriy picks up a 3-second time penalty. And what this effective train is doing is it's allowing these hard runner guys to hang on to the back of the medium runners. So Rudy's only 1.4 seconds behind Burmeister ahead in 8th place. So this is really doing Rudy the world of good here, knowing that these guys are not really making an impact on each other, as Rudy picks up 3 seconds there as he runs wide at the final corner. But I was saying, he's managing to hold on to these guys as he's gone all wide now, and I've completely jinxed him now, and he's actually stopped on track. So yeah, TL4FS takes 9th place now, and Rudy's had a bit of a mare there, and he's dropped down into 11th place. I'm just going to shut up, Gareth.
Yeah, I was going to say, Rudy trying to take off his front wing there. Rudy, what are you doing? As you can see, it's going to be a VSC for the Red Bull. Frustration boiling over there for him. Well, that's going to put the breakers on for everyone as they slow down. Of course, going down to a percentage of their lap time, 40% slower. And, well, we can take stock for the opening 5 laps of this one. And, yeah, well, Sab, you said that Andriy was doing well. He picked up 3 seconds. You said that Rudy was doing well. He picked up 3 seconds and then got wing damage out of it. So who are you going to jinx next? Let's pick someone through the grid.
I don't want to talk now, just in case. But I was saying that the hard-running guys were doing well to hang on, but now, because of what's happened, TL4FS has dropped a little bit off the back of, as it's gone green again now, it's dropped a little bit off the back of Burmeister. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2, and I believe that is for Rudy. So unfortunately, Rudy's race has come to a bitter end for him this evening. But yeah, TL4FS in 9th place now. He's got Cliffy. Cliffy's has actually had a good start to the evening. Starting from the back, he's up into the points positions in 10th at the moment in his Mercedes. He's not too far behind TL4FS. So yeah, the hard running guys not doing too bad at the moment. If Tom could keep it within that 3-second mark, you can imagine later on in the race he could be on for some good points.
Now, of course, everyone on fresh tyres due to the fact that we had full wet conditions in qualifying. So strategy will play a big part in this. Do we see undercuts? Do we see overcuts? Of course, the man that will lose out if they all stick to the same strategy, I'm sure they won't, because they're of course both in the same party, is Harry. Of course, the leading Renault is Hercules, so Hercules will have the opportunity of making that strategy call. And well, what can Harry do? Can he get past his teammate and become the de facto #1 on circuit and of course in the team? He's the reigning drivers' champion. Does he pull rank? I'm sure Hercules will say, "You stay where you are, son, and I'll get on with this." He's still chasing in on Foxy and Nathan, as unfortunately Rudy ends it in the pit lane, and that's ending the championship, or the hopes for Red Bull for picking up any constructors points tonight. And they're currently second in the constructors, 105 points. No JCol and no points from Rudy. That's going to open the door for Beastas and TL4S. They just need 10 points to overhaul the Red Bull team to get into second place in the Constructors' Championship. And currently 5th place and 9th place is, that's going to be mighty close if that's the case. But we will pay attention to that battle later on in this one, as Harry just about, you see, bounces across the curve there, just about misses that entry curve into turn 19. It's 23 turns, 80 gear changes over the lap here. There's a lot of work to do. And up ahead, Hercules now closing in on Foxy. Foxy's dropped off the back of Nathan, 1 second behind, and Foxy really starting to hold up the Renaults, it seems, because behind Beastas starting to put the pressure on Harry. And we've seen this fight before, haven't we? Harry versus Beastas, and it's always absolutely superb.
It really is, and you pointed out exactly what I was just going to get to. Nathan, it has dipped down to 9/10 now, but Nathan started to try and pull away from this train, and if he can build that gap from Foxy and let Foxy get reeled in by those Renaults, then it could really give Nathan a good cushion further ahead. So Foxy will be having his eyes firmly in his mirrors and seeing 2 buzzing yellow Hornets behind his. Beastas, Beastas almost collected Harry there. I think just outbraked himself slightly and nearly rear-ended the Renault driver, and Beastas breathed a huge sigh of relief, I can imagine, in the cockpit there. Beastas really putting the pressure on Harry in that Renault. Just can't get anything done. This tight, twisty street track, it's very difficult to pick your braking points. Beastas tries to set one down the inside of Harry. They touch wheels there, but Beastas, they both just get away with it there without any damage. That was very opportunistic from Beastas, and I think it was never really on there. The door was always going to close on him, but I suppose when it's a track like this, you've just got to try and find some sort of way to get past, haven't you?
Yeah, and it looks as though Beastas has got the pace on Harry at the moment. Harry just can't quite make a move on Hercules. He's kind of sitting with the, well, at the moment, Nathan getting away with it. It's now out of DRS to Foxy, so Foxy needs to get back inside that 1 second window, and he's just going to do it on this lap, it seems. So luckily for Foxy, but into the box, however, comes the Renault, and that's Harry into the box. So Harry going for the undercut on everyone else. We discussed who would go for the undercut in the Renault team. It's going to be Harry, so he's going to come in very early in this one as Ryan picks up 3 seconds. So your bottom 4 in this one, Luke, Bando, Ryan and Rudy all have 3. Andri's got 3 seconds behind. Scopefielder has got the Haas of Andriy all over the back of him. He's going to try to go side by side. Oh, that's a brave move there from Andriy. They're going side by side up the back straight. Hold on, I'll get your time screen back for you. There you go. And well, great move there from Andriy. He used the DRS, and behind him, it's Burmeister. Burr has come out from absolutely nowhere. He's on the medium rubber. He's staying with these guys. He's on for a best result in absolute eons and eons of time if he can stick with Scopefielder. It's all about consistency, however, around here. So Burr's just got to keep it between the 2 white lines and away from the 2 concrete things on the either side of each circuit.
Yeah, he's having a decent race, isn't he, the Ferrari driver, and I'm just keeping an eye on Beastas once again. And now the next car he's going to put under pressure is Hercules, and I can't imagine the little love taps Beastas has been giving to Harry. Hercules will take too kindly to those love taps, so Beastas, different opposition he's got facing him now. It'd be interesting to see, does Harry's teammate Hercules come into the pits this lap to cover off his teammate? Do all these guys in the top 4 come into the pits now to cover off Harry? Harry going for this bold earlier stop. They're just coming around the final few corners. And any of them going to dive into the pits now? Yes, Hercules is. Very last moment there from Hercules. Hercules does dive into the pits, so that promotes Beastas up into 3rd. Can now Beastas chase after the front 2?
Well, here comes Harry. He's coming around the third sector now into turn 18 and turn 19. We'll see how his progression is around the final part of this lap. Can he jump his teammate with that one lap undercut onto a set of hards to go to the end? Of course, Nathan dictating the pace. Will it be to a cost of him, or will it be to a reward? As here we go round or down the first straight, and he's going to meet his teammate at the first corner. This is going to be mighty close, but Harry's going to jump up ahead of Hercules into a net third position. So that one lap undercut did work for Harry there. He's now got himself over a second's advantage of Hercules. So Hercules not even with the benefit of DRS. So Harry, great move there. Of course, he's going to feel it later on in this race. Lap 9 of 31. Plenty of racing left to go as we've got the two Renaults swapping position. As up at the front, we've got Beastas, so I'm just going to try and find it. We've got Beastas who's got his way past Foxy. They're side by side. Foxy's not going to let him have that, surely. He's around the outside. Is he going to show him the door? A little bit of a love tap to the side as they go panel to panel. They go tyre to tyre, and he's going to just about give him enough space on exit there. Foxy's not going to make it easy for Beastas whatsoever. Beastas looking very, very racy, but he just needs to keep his head cool. He just needs to make sure that he gets his positions right. Surely that's not an overtaking move there, but as you can see, Foxy now starting to hold up Beastas because it's brought Andriy right into the fold of this one.
Yeah, Beastas tried the same move he tried on Harry as Foxy peels into pits, and Beastas seems to have a whole heap of pace. And it'll be interesting to see now if this pace can be utilised and reel in Nathan. So Foxy into the pits, and you imagine with Foxy having to defend for his life here, Foxy is coming in 2 laps later than Hercules, and Harry is going to probably drop behind the two Renault guys. Now Harry coming round the final corner now. Where is Foxy? Foxy's just starting to leave the pit lane now. Harry looks like he's going to jump Foxy here. Can he get the move done? He does. Here comes Foxy though. Foxy back out of the pits, and Hercules also jumps Foxy. So yeah, the extra 2 laps there from Foxy and that hard battling with Beastas has really cost Foxy there, and he finds himself now behind both Renaults.
Yeah, and at the front, Beastas is absolutely flying. He's taken 7/10 of a second out of Nathan on this lap alone. Lap 10 of 31. Of course, they all started on fresh tyres. And, well, Beastas is really enjoying this end to this first stint on the mediums. There's only a couple of guys that started on the mediums left, and that is the 2 Haas guys, Beastas and Andriy. And they've now got the 2 Haas guys on the same strategy. Now, this is important because Andriy is still in this. He's still only 8/10 of a second behind. However, he's not going to want to do an extra lap. So will Nathan stay out? As you can see, Andriy going a little bit deep, but manages to stick with them. But will the Haas of Nathan come in and pull rank? Of course, race leader at the moment. This is surely going to promote the 2 Renaults up into the net race lead, because at the moment we've got, well, you can see Nathan losing time. He's going to go around for another lap. He's being followed by the other 2 as well. So they've decided they're sticking out there. They want to just use up these tyres to their best before until they're absolutely dying, and want a little bit more tyre life come the end of this race. Are they judging off the fact that we might have a safety car? We've just got one of the cars that's gone around, it seems. We've got a car out, and that's Living Wall, your F3 champion, that's lost it. And there's a VSC out now. So maybe not what these guys wanted. They would have wanted a full safety car to come in and set a new fresh set of tyres on. However, well, once again, a little bit of a breather. Real shame there from Living Wall, who was having a pretty solid race.
He was indeed. That's a shame to see, and I can't imagine he's going to be too disheartened. He's really gave it a good go this evening, and this track can really bite at any point. You have to be on full alert all the time, and Living Wall showing that he does have decent pace around here. Be interested to see if he steps up next season in IRL. He is, like you say, absolutely bossed it this season in F3. So unfortunately, we've lost Living Wall. He's out of this race. The only McLaren driver running this evening, and yeah, we've got that VSC and Beastas. He's about a second off. So will he be able to catch Nathan out here? And and try and jump him just before. Yeah, he has. Nathan he's not got this correct here with the VSC, and suddenly Bisas gained about 0.6 of a second on Nathan there. Nathan was just stationary, and Bisas had to slam the brakes on just to make sure he got the car in check just before the VSC ended. So Nathan really caught out there and lost time. As we've got another yellow flag. Oh, it's Burmeister. Gareth, Burmeister is out of this race.
Oh, Burr, what have you done? The race was going so well. He picked up a penalty, a drive-through penalty, speeding under the VSC, and it looks as though he might have put it in the wall at the old Singapore sling. We're just coming up to it now, and there we go. In the wall is the Dutchman in a auspicious place there, a bit conspicuous there. We've tried to hide it away from everyone else, but the Ferrari, who was doing so well as Hercules, 3-second time penalty. Well, that's going to put a cat amongst some pigeons, because it's a penalty that Hercules certainly didn't want. Into the box will come Andriy. Andriy has gone in before his teammates, and Nathan and Bisas staying out again. And well, let's see what the gap is between Andriy and the guys up ahead, because we've got Harry, Hercules, and what, it's going to be huge. It's going to be about 3, 4, 5 seconds up in front. Bisas has now jumped up ahead of Nathan.
Yeah, Bisas, I think he wants to give love kisses out to everybody this evening. He had a good battle with Nathan down the DRS straight into the left-hander. They were both side by side. Nathan just ran slightly wide. They kissed wheels once again, and Bisas just got ahead of him, and now is already, if you can see there, he's already got it up to a 1.1 second lead over Nathan. It just shows you the sort of pace Bisas has got in his pocket this evening. So Bisas, I imagine, will now be trying to make these medium tyres work as hard as they can. But interested now with Hercules having that 3-second time period, is that going to affect his potential chance of a podium this evening? As we see TL4 Press and Cliffy, the hard-running guys, now up in 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, having a good run is Tom and Cliffy. Of course, started in 11th position for Tom. Cliffy, plumb last. So up in 4th place, they're bringing Humberstone. Humberstone, of course, running in the F2 Championship this season as well. He's currently running in 5th, a teammate of Cliffy. Into the box comes Nathan from 2nd position. Those tyres had truly given up, but Bisas, another lap he's doing on them. This is a really, really strong opening stint on those medium tyres. He's gone longer than anyone else. He's gone 4-5 laps longer than Harry and Hercules. Now this will really play into his hands come the end of the race. Is this going to be somewhat of a well, we'll go back and when everything starts to cool down, and Sab and I will just reminisce over some of the best races that we've had. But I mean, this is almost Jumper-Linen-esque if we go back to the man that could well, seemingly look after tyres like no one else.
Yeah, he's absolutely flying, and now he's got clean air, Bisas. He's just running off to the distance. It'd be interesting to see the time difference between TL4 and Bisas now. If TL4 starts to reel in Bisas, then we know his tyres are shot, basically. So Bisas at the moment is increasing his time over TL4 behind his teammates. It's up to 6.8 seconds now. So Bisas now he's got a clean air. He can really get that hammer down. So absolutely fascinating to see. Can he pull off this seemingly one-stop strategy for the Alpha Tauri driver? And yeah, I've been really impressed with what he's done this evening. He's raced hard, but I think race fair, we've got a yellow flag in sector 3. I'm not sure what that is for. I believe that's maybe for
it's Ryan Deepervane. Ryan Deepervane
right.
in the retiring in the pit lane. Now, we see Bisas? He stays out again. Really bold strategy here from Bisas, and the man that's been on the podium multiple times this season. Well, earlier on he was involved in a battle with Hercules. Of course, those two haven't really locked horns since we saw the contact between themselves in Austria, which cost Bisas the win and allowed Harry to take that one in the end of his 4-win streak. But Bisas, well, he's picked up 3 second-place finishes in a patchy season. 67 points he owns at the moment, as Andriy does the fastest lap, 1:39.161 on the hard tyres. So surely the hards are now starting to come back into play. So you've got to think that Bisas is going to be coming into the box shortly. We'll quickly show you that at the moment Beastas holds over Harry a 19-second advantage. Of course, the pit stop around here, it's a relatively short pit lane. It's a very tricky exit though. It's a 420 metre long pit lane. Pit stops, well, they can take a while. It just depends on of course your entry and your exit speeds, how brave you are as you go through it. But well, it's going to be all on if Beastas sends it into the pit lane and absolutely sends it on exit, because at the moment Harry's going to start getting around that as Humberstone picks up 3 seconds. Harry's going to start to be into threat territory because he should jump ahead surely. Harry, however, already has done 5 laps. Beastas yet to pit, and in fact he's extended that gap between himself and Tom to 7.1 seconds. It was 6.1 seconds a couple of laps ago, so Beastas still absolutely putting the laps in like those tyres have not gone off, and finally he's into the box, Sab.
Finally is, and I was just about to say to you, Gareth, it'd be interesting to see if Humberstone holds up Harry and could help Beastas out, but no, Humberstone's racing his own race. He didn't want to fight Harry. Harry had the DRS, got the move done cleanly on Humberstone. Humberstone knows he's in a completely different race to Harry right now, so he's just doing his own thing, and that's quite sensible there from Humberstone. He knows that he doesn't need to be fighting those Renaults, costing himself time. So yeah, he made it relatively easy for him. But as you can see, Beastas is coming out of the pits now. He's going to come out. Is he going to get out ahead of Nathan? He is out ahead of Nathan on the hard tyres, down into 8th place. So yeah, Beastas coming out behind Humberstone into 8th place, but with brand spanking new hard tyres. It'd be interesting to see what he can do on these hard tyres now.
Of course, Nathan led this race for the opening part of it. Beastas, however, got past him in that last, or the end of that last stint, and he's now chasing down Humberstone. Humberstone is going to, looks as though he's going to clear out and let these guys pass. Of course, Humberstone started on the hard rubber. Beastas and Nathan having just gone onto some fresh tyres. Now they go on the hunt because the 2 Renaults are just up the road, and well, they've done much longer in this this stint on the hard tyres. They wanted track position. Well, they've got it, but at the moment it's all going to be on Beastas and Nathan. Can they close in on your Constructors Champions and reigning Drivers Champion, Harry BR25? Harry's in the effective race lead due to TL4S and Cliffy starting on the hard, so it's Harry, Hercules from Foxy. Andriy has made his way up into 3rd place ahead of Beastas, so that undercut worked for Andriy. He's managed to jump up past his teammate and past the AlphaTauri, so these guys have got some overtaking to do.
Yeah, and on a track round here, I'd prefer to have position rather than having to have fresh tyres and trying to overtake. It's easy to make a mistake round here and trip up over people. So yeah, good luck to Beastas. If he can pull this off, it'd be a hell of a race and a hell of a victory. His first up is Andriy, and you pointed out Andriy he's having a decent race right now, but at the moment he just can't get past Fox Red. He's stuck behind that Alfa Romeo, so this may play into Beastas' hands to claw back some time on those guys. But the problem is if once he does catch up with Andriy, it's not only to try and get past Andriy, but Andriy with that DRS on Foxy, it's going to make it increasingly difficult for Beastas to get anything done. So Foxy defending well here, keeping the Haas car behind. Foxy not really close enough to Hercules to get some DRS himself. So yeah, this is going to be very tricky for Beastas with 15 laps left of this race, about halfway through this race.
Yeah, Andriy trying to get in the mirrors of Foxy Red 2000, just interrupt him. And thank you to everyone for joining us tonight. Hopefully you're all having a great Monday evening. It's the final round of the season, the IRL F1 League, with myself, Gareth, and Alan Sabatino for the final time this season on this game. These guys here, the Singapore Grand Prix of Marina Bay, the night race for Formula 1. It's Harry, the champion. He's currently leading from Hercules, from Foxy, from Andriy, from Beastas and Nathan. Of course, TL4S and Cliffy due to stop in a little bit's time. Of course, we've just gone over 50% distance with 16 laps of 31 done, and we've got plenty of racing left to come. We've got Beastas charging from behind now. He's been the one that looks as though he's got the pace this evening. What can the AlphaTauri do? He's got to pass 4 cars to get his way to the front. There's a lot of work for Beastas to do. He's dropped Nathan. Nathan's dropped off the back of Beastas, so Nathan, unfortunately, after leading earlier on, starting at the front, is unfortunately just dropping back somewhat. Beastas fastest lap of 38.829 is absolutely smashing what anyone else is doing at the moment. So Beastas cruising up to the back of Andriy and looking very, very strong indeed. And if you are enjoying it tonight, make sure you give us a like. Really, really does help us out. Of course, we can see loads of you watching. Hopefully you all enjoying the race. Drop into the comments. Let us know who you're supporting, who you're watching. Are you just scouting out? You're ready to race for the rest of the week? Are you new to Invictus? If you are, subscribe. And equally, go to InvictusRacingLeague.com to find out more about the league. Invictus IRL on Twitter, Invictus Racing League on Facebook and on Instagram. As we've got a yellow in Sector 3, it looks as though that's Luke Bailey that's gone around. A lot of drivers getting caught out on the exit of turn 21, pointing in the wrong direction. Will it go full safety car? It looks as though we've just about got him going again. So looks as though we'll go full green. No need for a full course yellow. As here comes Andriy. Is he going to think about the move to the inside of Fozzy? Fozzy looks as though he tagged the rear left on the apex of that corner, but he's not going to lose too much time. But here comes Beastas on Andriy. Is he going to make the move? He's going to have to send it. It's just about enough space for two. Will it be enough for Beastas to get the move done? He's going to have the inside line for the next corner. Andrey's going to not... Oh, he's not really going to give up position. Beastas is working hard, but there's not a room to get the move done. He's going to try and swap back. That's a bold move. We don't often see that one done. I'm surprised Beastas because... well, you don't want to be offline going into that corner, and Beastas just thinking better of it. But you can see, this is where it's going to become tricky for him, isn't it, Sab? Because he needs to get past Andriy. Andriy, is not an easy person at all. In fact, he's got a big wiggle on, bit of oversteer on the exit at the final corner, but Beastas not quite close enough to close in.
Yeah, this is turning out tough, and the problem what Beastas has got now is Foxy Red is falling away from the Renault guys now, so the longer it takes him to get past Andriy, the more time he's going to lose on those guys' heads. Andriy does have DRS to try and defend, but Beastas is pretty much pushing that Haslong, and you think this is an easy move for Beastas up the inside, and yes, unfortunately Andriy had nothing he could possibly do to defend there, and now Foxy Red is under all sorts of pressure here. Beastas, I think he's on a mission to try and tag every car around this track at the moment. He's just gave a little tag to Foxy Red there. Foxy Red not having any of it as Humberstone picked up the fastest lap on a set of mediums. So Foxy Red looking like he's struggling on those hard tyres at the moment. So I'd imagine in the next DRS straight, Beastas should make light work of Foxy Red here. You'd imagine Beastas is really on fire, but at the moment Foxy Red is pulling away slightly from Beastas, so Beastas won't be able to send one down the inside this time. So yeah, Foxy Red, you can see there is 2.9 seconds already behind Hercules. I believe it was around 2 seconds at the beginning of the lap, so Foxy Red losing heap loads of time. This is not really helping Beastas at all, is it?
No, and this is what happens when you have to play defensive line, and Foxy absolutely shifting time hand over foot to the two Renaults that will be enjoying the fact that Foxy will effectively playing rear gunner for them, so they can scamper off and make Beastas do the work. We're on lap 19 of 31. And well, Beastas has got to get past Foxy, which is no mean feat. Foxy knows at the moment he's in a net third position. He doesn't want to give up a podium. He wants to pick up the podium here once again, like we saw last time we were here in Singapore. He was on the podium there in third position. Well, he was second in Australia in the second race of the season. Can he hold on to the podium this time around? Beastas is closing in, however. It looks as though this is going to be curtains for Foxy. He's going to try and close in on Beastas, but Beastas is going to get the move done up in towards P5, and he gets the P6 and into turn 6, sorry, and he gets the move and up into 5th position past Foxy. Foxy didn't quite have anything to say. Beastas can now disappear surely and allow Foxy to re-engage his battle with Andriy, who's just behind him. But Beastas, well, was that a couple of laps too long? Will he have enough time to close up that 2.7 second deficit he's got to Hercules? Although, of course, Hercules' 3-second penalty that he picked up, will that come into play later on in this one? Harry, equally, he's 3 seconds up the road. So Harry, running pretty at the moment. He's looking at picking up, of course, the even just second place tonight would beat the all-time points record in IRL F1. At the moment, he's going one better. He's picking up the race win. So he's looking at beating that 150 points mark, which has never been done on a Monday night.
Finally, our race leader, TL4S pits. Cliffy carries on, so TL4S into the pits for a set of medium tyres, you would assume, for the rest of this race. It would be interesting to see what he does for the end of this race on those brand spanking new medium tyres, where it'll put him out. I imagine he's going to be absolutely flying at TL4FS. I'm just curious to see where it's going to bring him out. Is he going to stay within the top 10? I imagine he is, because Scopefielder is not within touching distance. So yeah, this should bring TL4FS out into 8th place. He's about 9 seconds behind Nathan in 7th place, but on those medium tyres, and with Nathan and Andriy or with time penalties as well, TL4FS could potentially be on for a good points haul this evening.
Yeah, Tom, of course, TL4FS picked up his first ever podium position back in France, and it had been a long time coming for the man that has been part of Invictus for a long time. Of course, was known as Tom 444 for so long, and went to TL4FS, of course, Tom Lees, and well, he's improved continuously every single season. And well, he was absolutely delighted with that podium back in France after probably being stolen a win by Scott Bugner and Sam Vito last season in Zandvoort. And well, what can he do? Charging up, as Andriy is equally charging up to the back of Fozzy, who's putting his car in all the right places tonight, but unfortunately just doesn't quite have the pace to stick with Beastas. 2.2 seconds he's shifted now to the AlphaTauri, who's disappeared up the road, is now right on the tail of Hercules. So Beastas really motoring, but Andriy, you can see, still sticking with Fozzy. In fact, he's now bringing Nathan back into play. Nathan, who dropped off the back of this lot, is now only through 1.6 seconds back. So into the box, however, comes Cliffy from the race lead, so that's going to promote Harry back up into, of course, he was net race leader, back up, and he's heading this field. He's got a nice 3.6 second advantage over Hercules. 1.1 now back to Beastas.
Yeah, he's not quite within the DRS for this straight Beastas, and I can imagine it's not going to be too plain sailing. Oh, that's a shame for TL4FS. He picks up a 3-second time penalty, so he's going to have to get all the work done on track if he's going to get past Nathan and Andriy. But yeah, Beastas, I think he's going to find this overtake, if he's going to get it done on Hercules, much more difficult, because he knows Hercules will be doing his utmost not only to keep hold of second place, but to make sure he keeps a gap between himself and Harry. It's now 3.5 seconds to his teammate up the road. So yeah, Beastas now just creeping under that second mark, but I imagine when he does get DRS, Hercules is not going to take too kindly to some dive bombs down the inside from the AlphaTauri.
Oh, Andriy is one of those ones that's thinking about a dive bomb there, but not quite close enough. Everyone has made their stops. Luke Bailey and Rudy having made 2 for a front wing change. Andriy still trying to close in on Foxy Red 2000. However, we'll go and check in with Beastas, who's now absolutely on the gearbox of Hercules. And, well, it looks as though Hercules might really have anything to defend with, because he hasn't got a teammate to play ball with. Harry's charging up the road by, well, he's now stretching out to 4 seconds. And, of course, every time the Hercules has to go defensive, he's going to be losing time to his teammate, and Beastas looking as though he is a sharp smelling blood in the water. He's just waiting for the right moment to get that move done on Hercules. Hercules coming into T1, sweeping through T1, T2 and into T3. And well, there's a little bit of lap traffic there that might have just caught them out on a bit of eye line. However, it shouldn't work in the favour of Hercules, because at the moment, there you go, DRS flat will be activated for Beastas, and this should be like taking candy from the proverbial baby. And there we go, Beastas now up into second position on circuit. He can now go after Harry, who's extended that gap out to 4.6 seconds. Now, is the sweat starting for Harry? He's going to see Beastas has now got up into second. And of course, Beastas' tyres 5 laps fresher than Harry's. Well, lap 22 of 31. Plenty of time for Beastas to get up to Harry. Will we see Beastas take his first win in IRL F1 here tonight?
He's looking a firm favourite at the moment. It's already down to 4.1 seconds. And interestingly, now that Beastas has cleared Hercules a bit, let's just see if Hercules can try and hang on to the back of Beastas. At the moment, it doesn't look like he's going to, but Foxy Red is still sat in 4th place, and there's a potential 3rd place still on for him here. If he can get within 3 seconds of Hercules, then a 3rd place will be his. But unfortunately, he's had a real scruffy lap this lap, and he's lost about 5 5/10 of a second to Hercules just on this lap, unfortunately. He was around 3.2. It's now up to 4.2 seconds. So he's lost almost a second here, Foxy. All that defending to Andriy's really hurt him, and Andriy pretty much pushing the Alfa Romeo around now. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like a podium place is going to be on for Foxy unless Hercules perhaps picks up another time penalty. But it just shows you, doesn't it, the confidence Bistas has had this evening, because Andriy's still stuck behind that Alfa Romeo, not able to get the move done on Foxy at the moment. And you can imagine Andriy, if he could get past Foxy, I think there's time in his pocket to pull on ahead and maybe try and catch up with the likes of Hercules. But at the moment he's still stuck in 5th place behind Foxy. He does have DRS right now, but he's not quite close enough here. He's reeling him in, Foxy's going defensive. He's only going to send one down the inside here. Oh, they touch! Oh, and Andriy spun round! Oh, it was a late move there from Andriy. He tried... He feigned to go for it and then went for it late. He banged into the side of Foxy Red. Unfortunately for Andriy, it only took him out. Foxy Red survives another day, but that promotes TTG Nathan up to 5th, and it also crucially promotes TL4FS up to 6th, and that brings TL4S win 2 seconds of Nathan ahead. That was a bit too desperate, a bit too half-hearted for me from Andriy there. The door was open, but he couldn't make his mind up whether to go for it or not.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth there. A bit of a desperation move there from Andriy. I think he thought that he just needed to get the move done, so he just sent it. Foxy is not the man to do that on. Unfortunately, he'd been making his car about 40 foot wide previously, and he turned into the corner, probably not expecting Andriy to make that move so late. And unfortunately, in this game, well, if you do that, it's going to be seeing you pointing in the wrong direction. Luckily for Andriy, it looks as though there is no damage to the car, so he can get back on it and start closing in. He's lost a position, however, to TL4S Tom, who's absolutely steaming onto the back of this battle now between Foxy and Nathan. And TL4S in the AlphaTauri is going to be picking up a whole heap of points, which would possibly, I'm going to have to do some quick maths, promote the AlphaTauri up into 2nd position in the championship if Bistas stays in position, or of course if he goes better, then they will be taking it outright anyway. But Bistas, who took 1.3 seconds out of Harry on that last lap and a half, is now starting to put the pressure on. He's now getting it down to just above 3 seconds. We're on lap 24 of 31, so we're in the final stages of this one. We're in the final third, and well, what can Harry do? He's going to have to go on the defensive pretty shortly. Is he just looking after those tyres, ready to push a little bit harder in the closing laps? And will Bistas, of course, who's done 8 laps compared to Harry's 15. So Harry's tyres are going to feel really ropey come the end of this one. Bistas will be absolutely loving life when he feels the grip on his tyres compared to Harry. Nathan now starting to close in on Foxy's 4/10 of a second back. Will we see lightning strike twice with a Haas car getting unfortunately tangled up with an Alfa Romeo? Because of course the first Haas of Andriy went toe-to-toe with Foxy last lap. It didn't quite work. Oh, it almost went all wrong there for Nathan, and what that's going to do is just going to light the eyes once again for TL4S. He's now 7/10 of a second behind them, and equally bringing Cliffy into this battle. Cliffy, of course, started last on the grid, 16th position. He's now in 7th position, and with no penalties to his name, is sniffing perhaps even a top 5 finish.
Yeah, he is. I just went on board with him as he overtook Andriy. Unfortunately, Andriy's there going from bad to worse. Cliffy with the DRS as Andriy picks up another penalty 3 seconds there. Nathan also picks up another penalty. So both the Haas guys now got 6 seconds worth of penalties, and that is great news for the likes of TL4FS behind. He's only on the 3 seconds, and even better news for the likes of Cliffy as well. Cliffy got the move done comfortably on Andriy, and Cliffy now starting to reel in this battle with TL4S, Nathan and Foxy. So right now Cliffy is sitting in a really good position here. All the guys ahead of him have got time penalties, so if he can hang on to the back of these or maybe make some moves there, he's on for a solid, at least solid 5th place here. So Cliffy looking real in a good position right now. TL4S, he knows with that 3 second time pad there's not much you can do about it. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. I don't see what that was for. That's quickly gone. But just going back to the front, Gareth, and it's now down to 2.2 seconds. So what with 6 laps left remaining, can Bistas do it?
Yeah, it's going to be mighty, mighty close. We will, as soon as it gets within that or around that 1 second window, we will tune in with Beastas. He's now down to 2.2, so he's taken another 0.8 of a second out of Harry. Can Harry hold on to this one? Does he even want to fight it? Of course, he just needs second position, of course, to get to the 150 points. Oh, as Fozzy goes very deep into the bridge section, does it catch out Nathan? Looks as though he's just missed tagging the rear end of the Alfa Romeo. However, that has brought both the guys on the fresh mediums right into the fold of this one. Fozzy has been basically on the defensive all race long. He started on second place. Unfortunately, he got jumped on in the early stages. He led off the line, got jumped, and he's been pretty much fighting his way to hold on to a position ever since then. He's in a net 4th position because Hercules, of course, with that 3-second penalty behind. You can see the DRS now open for, we're going to go almost too wide. Here comes TL4S around the outside of Nathan. We're getting a lovely view from Cliffy as he's going to go, he's just about managed to get on the brakes in time there. Is he going to take a look to the inside of Tom? He's thinking better of it. He just had a quick glink and jinking to the side there. But, these four, Sab, this is one of these times where you watch something and you're like, something's about to happen. We're just got to wait for it.
Yeah, Nathan, I think, has took a lot of life out of these hard tyres, and the reason why I went is Nathan almost just before that first DRS straight collected the wall there. He went deep, and that's what allowed Tom to get side by side with the Hassan and right on board with Tom. He's seen Nathan at least 2 more corners after that go deep and lock up a wheel as well. So I'm wondering whether Nathan really has took a lot of life out of these hard tyres trying to force a move past Fozzy, and this is wetting the mouth of TL4 Forest and Cliffy Brown, but they've got to play sensibly. They don't want to be tripping over Nathan and Fozzy, who are on really worn, hard tyres now. So these have got to play it clever here. Cliffy especially got to play it clever with no time penalties over his head at the moment. So he's sat in a very good position. But yeah, Nathan just right on board with Tom. It just does not look comfortable on those hard tyres right now, and I think he's starting to show he's struggling a little bit because he's not really putting any pressure on Fozzy. Nathan has run wide at turn 1 here, so Nathan really is struggling on those hard tyres. Nathan, he's trying to hang on to Fozzy, but he's pushing this hard. It's just gifting potential opportunities for Tom to have a go here, but Nathan will keep that DRS, so unfortunately for Tom, he just can't do anything about it at the minute.
Here comes Nathan. He's tagged the rear end of Fozzy. Is he going to get it slowed down in time? They're both going to go deep into the corner, and he's going to try and send it. Nathan is desperately trying to find a way past. We're going to have to tune in with the race lead because it's down to 0.6 of a second. So Sab, stay with this 4-way battle. I'm going to go up to the top and let me know if anything happens, because at the moment Beastas is right on the tail of Harry, and it's now down to half a second. Beastas, of course, much fresher tyres. 11 laps he's done on those hards compared to Harry's 18 laps. Harry's tyres will be screaming in agony. We've got 4 laps left to go, and we're going on lap 28 of 31. Harry surely just doesn't have any defence up against the man who's been in absolutely sensational form tonight. There's Nathan up the inside of Fozzy. What is happening back there?
Nathan tried to send one round the outside after the DRS straight. He's collected the wall. I don't know if he's got damage. He doesn't have damage. No, I don't know how he's not had damage. He collected the wall really hard trying to get around Fozzy. Fozzy is pretty much a rolling chicane right now. These guys cannot get past. TL4 Forest is nearly collided into Nathan with Cliffy also. They're just tripping up over each other. I'm amazed we haven't had one calamitous accident here. Nathan just about hanging on, but Fozzy Red, I think these tyres now are really starting to go. Nathan trying everything he can to get past that Alfa Romeo, but unfortunately just can't get the move done right now.
Beastas not quite close enough this time around. We've got yellow in sector 1 that's been cleared. I believe that was for Luke Bailey spinning it on exit, and he's gone deep as well as Luke's gone into the wall. Is that going to bring out? No, it looks as though he's got out of the way and he's managed to get back on the pace. So Luke just letting that crazy battle play out. But we'll go back to it. This side by side between Fozzy and Nathan. As soon as we tune in, Fozzy's on opposite lock, and he's going to surely show the door to Nathan. There must be contact between the pair of them. TL4S is going to be is sitting behind, not knowing where to put that AlphaTauri. Equally, Cliffy behind the three of them. This is Tom into the Singapore sling. Oh, Nathan straight into the back of Foxy, and there is front wing gone for him, just trying too hard, and that's going to surely open the door for Tom to go past in towards. Yes, so that's going to demote Nathan all the way down, just pushing too hard, very frustrated clearly, and unfortunately that's dropped him out of contention for this one. The man that started the race leading for such a long time, but is now promoted. Teal 44S up into 5th position, Cliffy now into 6th, so Cliffy is on for a mega result at the moment. He's on for a net 4th position if all things stay the same. Up at the front, however, it's still going on, Beastas versus Harry.
I honestly don't know where to look right now. I keep flicking up at Beastas, I keep flicking down here. TL44S is driving a superb race. Unfortunately, that time penalty is hanging over him, but at the moment, the next one for Foxy to defend against, it feels like, Gareth, all evening Foxy's defending against half the field. So Foxy now is defending against TL44S. TL44S on those 8-lap medium tyres compared to Foxy's 18-lap hard tyres. So surely this is going to be an easy move, surely. But like you said, Foxy's made this car as wide as anything this evening. So Fox Red now will be defending for all his might. He's at it up against two Hasses. Now it's going to be an AlphaTauri, but Cliffy's pretty much pushing his AlphaTauri along. He's like, come on, Tom, we need to get a move on here. But Tom's not close enough to Foxy right now, so Foxy once again breathes and sighs and gets away with it once again, and Tom is pretty much, he's run deep there. Is that going to give a move to Cliffy? Cliffy up the outside now, but Tom's got the inside line. Surely Cliffy's not going to be any room there. Oh, wow. Tom gave him all the room. This is incredible, guys. I don't know how anybody has not wiped each other out massively here. It's been superb driving.
Can someone give me another screen? Because at the moment, the lead battle is now 0.2 of a second, and Beastas is trying to close on Harry. Behind, Foxy, 0.4 of a second, 0.4 of a second back to Tom and to Cliffy. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. We're going to come on to the penultimate lap of this one. Beastas has been saving up some battery over this lap. He didn't use it up the back straight between turn 5 and turn 7. Harry has been using it absolutely perfectly. Oh, Beastas having to lift a little bit more than he probably wanted. And onto the soft tyres comes Nathan and Humberstone as they both look to go fastest lap at the end of this one. Lap 30 of 31, final race of the season, and they are all still fighting over positions. No one wants to give any quarter as Beastas looks as though he's the closest he's been for a number of laps now. He just needs to get a good launch out this corner, and he's going to have DRS on Harry, and surely this is it. Surely Harry doesn't have any defence up against Beastas. Beastas closing. You can see Harry harvesting electricity and energy into the braking point. He's got nothing left to defend with. Is he going to lose the lead on the last lap? Will your champion, of course, crowned back in France, hold on to this one? We've seen a last lap battle between Harry and several others. Of course, Gamer, of course, last time we saw these two going across the line together, well, we saw an absolutely sensational race back in Austria. We saw an even better one back in Russia. It was 38 thousandths of a second which split them across the line. And Sab, it looks as though we're about to see this show all over again. This is the matinee, this is the final one, and it's going to be an absolute main event of a finish for the IRL F1 Monday Night League on F1 2020. It's the final race of their season here of the Singapore light race. It's Harry versus Beastas behind. It's TL44S, Cliffy, Foxy Red 2000. Humberstone picks up the fastest lap, so he's now got the fastest lap of the race. That would be 12 for 12 if that's the case. That would be quite nice. So Nathan, don't take it away because you've already got one. But Beastas, well, we're coming on to the final lap of the race. I'm sure you're watching the battle between 4th, 5th and 6th. I'm going to stay tuned with this lead battle because surely Beastas is going to have one more opportunity to get the move done. It's all going to come down to this. We're on the final lap of the race, final lap of the season for the IRL F1, guys. What a race it has been. What a way to send it away. What a way to finish the season for both these guys and for us. Harry, can he hold off Beastas for this final time? Beastas, however, closing in. Harry, is he going to run out of battery up the straight? It looks as though he is. He's got nothing to defend with. He goes to the inside line. Beastas is going to come late at the final corner. He's going to go. Surely there's contact between the pair of them. They're side by side. Harry's going to have the inside line for the next corner. Will he show the door to Beastas? No, he's going to give him the room, and Beastas takes the lead round the outside. What a move from Beastas. Fantastic racing there from the pair of them. Harry's going to have to try and come back at them. He's going to try and make the move down into the Singapore sling. Not quite close enough from your champion. And and it looks as though Beastas might have snuck this one away on the final lap of the race, final lap of the season. Harry just didn't quite have the defence to stave him off for one final lap, and Beastas is looking as though, as he was already broken away by a second, that he's going to be your race winner. We'll quickly check in with what's going on in the chaos behind, because here comes Cliffy around the outside of the AlphaTauri.
Oh, Cliffy, he's desperately trying to get past Teoforest. He's picked up wing damage. He's got no penalties. This is crazy driving from Cliffy. He's desperate probably to get past Teoforest because he knows he could probably get past Foxy. Foxy's defending for all his might once again to keep Teoforest behind. Cliffy has picked up, I think, a front end plate damage, so Cliffy here just hanging on now for this final lap because he knows.
Oh my Sab. On the final corner, Beastas picks up a penalty on the final corner, and that promotes Harry up into the win. What an ending! What an ending to the season. Hercules is going to come across the line in third. Foxy Red 2000. How is he still in fourth place? How is this man still on? We've still got four wheels attached to his car. What an end to this race. He's going to come across the line just ahead of Tom. Tom is just going to hold on to sixth position ahead of Andriy, and my God, what an end to that one. I loved that. That was, well, we asked them to send us out with a bang, and they absolutely delivered. Scopefielder is going to come around in eighth place. Nathan is unfortunately driving around with his front wing on top of his halo, so that fastest lap and out of the race and out of the points. Oh, Nathan, what have you done there, son? But Humbostone, he's still circulating. He is going to be the 12th man. He's going to be the man with the 12th fastest lap of the race. Oh, he just makes his way through. That's a very dangerously parked and a Haas there. But Humbostone points here in his appearance. But what a race! Take a breath after that one. If you were Beastas, I don't know if we want to speak to Beastas after this one. A penalty on the final corner of the last lap of the race, of the season, of the championship. It promotes the champion up into the lead of it. Cliffy gets driver of the day, probably justly. That was a fantastic run from Cliffy from the back of the field. But oh my God, what a race. I love that.
I could not believe my eyes when I was watching the battle, the epic battle behind Foxy, and it flashed up at the bottom that Beastas had got a penalty. I could not believe my eyes. I feel for Beastas. I really, really do feel for him. He drove superbly all evening, and that final corner penalty, that is desperately unlucky. I have to say, huge effort from Foxy Red this evening. He seems to have been fired upon by half the field this evening and hangs on in fourth place. A monumental effort from him this evening. He started off in second. He probably a bit disappointed to finish outside of a podium, but a superb drive from Foxy and a great drive as well from Cliffy.
Oh, what a race. What a way to end the season. Harry takes the win. Well, he's often been wound up that he gets gifted victories, and I think, unfortunately, Harry, this is one, son. Unfortunately, Beastas, I'm sure, will be absolutely livid. Harry wins from Beastas in 52 minutes and 27 seconds. Hercules in a lonely third position. Foxy Red somehow held on to fourth place ahead of Cliffy. TL4S in sixth with Andriy in seventh. Scopefielder eighth with Humbostone ninth. And then you got Nathan in 10th position. Bando 11th from Rudy. Luke and Ryan Deepervane. Burmeister, unfortunately, out of this one in an absolute epic to end the season, and one of the best races I think we've seen here on a Monday in multiple years. We've had a couple of crackers this season. I think that takes the cake. We will see if Beastas joins us very shortly. I'm sure Harry will be on his way soon, but yeah, I'm sure Beastas would have had a few choice words behind his wheel, because that is not how he wanted to end the season. But Sab, what a season we've had. What a way to send them away. And yeah, what a race. What a race.
What a race indeed. I just didn't know where to look. I think we covered it best. You keeping an eye on the battle at the front. I kept an eye on the battle with Foxy and half the field. And yeah, it was an absolute superb way to end this season. We didn't want a boring train follow type race like we're similar to what we had last week. It was absolutely superb. Even though it's a real tight track and real difficult to get a move done around here, some of these guys pulled off some great moves in the end. There's some good hard battling around here, but I think overall it was pretty fair. And like you say, they gave us a hell of a final race of the season. We do have, Gareth, both the Renault drivers in with us, so I don't know if you want to get on with asking them how they got on, and we'll fingers crossed hear from Beastas.
Yeah, let's start with your race winner. Somehow, Harry BR25 champion this season. Congratulations! You end it with that win. You smashed the all-time points record in F1 over the 150 points mark, and in an ending like we've not seen in quite a while. You take it on the final corner with a post rate or a penalty to Beastas. What an ending to that one. You must have thought surely on that last lap when he got past you that all was lost.
To be honest, I thought, it's my last. Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel really unbelievably bad for Beastas. But I mean, yeah, my last race, I was like, I've lost time. I've kind of lost count how many times I've lost like a win on the last lap. And then halfway around the last lap, I was like, here we go again. And then I was kind of just lost my head after that. It's a sort of limped around the second half of the lap, picked up a warning myself. And then I turned into the last corner, practically one-handed with my other hand covering my face. And then I see 3 seconds for Beastas. And I don't know what to say. But, I mean, Beastas has driven an incredible race. I think both of us knew at the start we had the most pace out of like the top 5. I obviously came in very early to get clear air. He went very long to get clear air. Like the difference in strategies was remarkable, and like even so, it was last lap stuff between us. He's driven an unbelievable race. So, I feel really sorry for him because I've been there, as you've commentated on many times.
Yeah, and we said so. Don't worry. But yeah, it was a mega race, and I'm like, this isn't just playing up to the fact that was quite comfortably one of the best we've ever watched. It was sensational racing from yourself, from Beastas to Beastas' strategy, your strategy working pretty perfectly. You did all you could to hold on to it, and I mean, you look back now. I mean, some of the closest finishes you've had this season have been with Beastas, so it's a shame that he's not here to talk about it. But just review your season. Of course, your first championship. 2-time, of course, you picked up the drivers and the champion and the constructors. So let us know how you feel the whole season's gone.
Well, I kind of feel like it's not been like this season in a way, like these championships. I feel like I've done the past, including this season, maybe the last 3 at a really high level. Like in terms of myself, like I feel I've got better and better each season. The trouble was the 2 previous seasons was CRG game was just that level ahead of me. So yeah, I mean it's been a long time coming. I think it's more relief if anything. But overall, I've always really enjoyed it, even though it stresses me out when I don't do well, and even when I win, I'm like, even now sat here, I'm still stressed as fuck. But I've enjoyed. It's been nearly 2 years, and I've just enjoyed it so much here in Invictus, and I think you two are doing 101 commentaries together or whatever. It's unbelievable, and I think you two are the big stars. And I'm glad you had a good stream. I don't know.
well, honestly, no, it's really appreciated. Well, what a way to end. But yeah, congratulations, win tonight somehow. Championship. And of course, constructors goes your way, and all-time record points haul in IRL F1, hitting that 153 points. But yeah, congratulations! What a mega race. We'll go on to P3 Arbend Hercules. Congratulations, mate. It was a bit of a lonely race for you after you lost Harry in that pit stop shuffle. He did the undercut, and it just seems like you just didn't quite have the pace to stay with him. And unfortunately, from then it was just a little bit of time trial for you.
Yeah, simply had no pace today, probably because of a lack of practice. I had no time to prepare the weekend and today, so that's why there was that bit of a gap to the top guys. And I tried to cover the undercut, but didn't work out. And then I was quite stressed because I was thinking about P3 in the championship, and if Beastars is winning it, like it's only separates us by 1 point, and the guys behind there were a few without penalties and on fresh medium, so I was worried all the time, not focused, did too many mistakes and picked up 6 seconds. So yeah, even when I was alone, I was really stressed. But yeah, in the end, I'm happy for the podium, and congratulations to Harry and Beastars. And yeah, I think it still was a good comeback season for me.
Yeah, as you say, a complete comeback season for you. You only finished off the podium twice in that time, so you've got to be pretty happy with that, and a win back in the USA as well. So, I mean, it's been a mega season for you. It's been a mega season for Renault. What's it been like having Harry as a teammate, someone that can just push you on, and equally just when you've got someone as a benchmark to race up against?
I think it was really good. Coming back to have somebody who was definitely faster in the beginning. But I know in the tracks they fit me, and I can get some practice in. I'm not far away of Harry, and at some occasions probably quicker. But yeah, I mean, it was just his Mondays. Like it's so hard to beat him on Mondays. And yeah, so he fully deserves how we ended the season. And still, for the constructors, it's a shame it was a bit too easy, I think. And even I was missing 3 races, so we could have collected even more points. So yeah, a shame there was no, yeah, even on the constructor side, not a real competition. But still, Harry was a perfect partner, yeah, to come back because of his level.
Well, congratulations, mega season from yourself and from the team. Congratulations, of course, goes to Harry. Final race of the season, and yeah, what a way to end. Possibly one of the most exciting ones we've seen for a number of seasons. Really enjoyed that, and unfortunately, Beastars, I'm not surprised that he's not coming to join us. If I was in his shoes, I'd have to go out for either a long walk or a cold shower. I'm not sure which one it would be yet, but yeah,
cold shower.
What an ending! What an ending! And what a way to bow out. It's been a great season. It's been a lot of fun to watch it. Sab, let's have a look back. I mean, we've done what? 5-6 seasons together. We've crowned multiple champions. We've done over 50 races together. That was right up there.
Oh yeah, yes, most definitely. Tonight was absolutely superb. I couldn't decide where to watch. You was talking about the battle between Harry and Beastars, and I wanted to watch that. I wanted to see what was going off, but I didn't want to take my eyes off that mega battle with Fozzy and Andriy and Nathan and Cliffy and Tom and nearly everybody else. It seemed it would have been interesting to have got some of those guys in this evening just to get their opinions on the race, because I can imagine the people behind Fozzy, it had been incredibly frustrating, but yeah, it was a superb defending job from him, and unfortunately for Tom, getting that penalty just dropped him behind Cliffy, and Cliffy in the end doing what he seems to always do, doesn't he? Start from the back and score good points in the end. He kept it clean, even though he did clip the wall at the end. He managed to just hang on for those solid points finish. But overall, yeah, absolutely mega season. Huge congratulations to Renault guys. Huge congratulations to Harry for this incredible season for himself in the Drivers' Championship. I couldn't have thought a better way to end the season and to end our commentary here on a Monday night at Invictus the way that race has just been.
Yeah, absolutely. We were desperately hoping we didn't have a drab way to finish up, but yeah, we go out with a bang, and that's exactly how we came in. And we really hope that you guys at home have enjoyed every single race that Sab and I've brought you, whether it's been a good one, whether it's been a bad one, whether you've won, whether you've lost. Hopefully Sab and I have guided you through some fantastic racing. F1 is not dead on a Monday. It will be back, and it will have a new face guiding it forward. I'm sure it will be very successful in the future. But thank you for joining us for all these years. I'm sure you'll find us somewhere in the future. I'm sure it's one of those ones that will always come back around. But for now and for this time, thank you very much for joining Alan Sabatino and Gareth Hall in the commentary box from IRL F1. We'll be back on F1 2021 when Invictus returns. But for now, and for tonight, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again.